I've just finished work and come out for a bit of a wander. I've got a new day bag to show you, and I'm going to be testing out what I think must be one of the lightest stoves in the world. I was meant to be camping tonight, but I was a little bit late finishing work, and it still gets dark quite early, so by the time I got out and got set up, it would have been pretty much pitch black. I wasn't really feeling it either, if I'm honest, and there's no point forcing it if you're not in the mood for it, but I did still want to get out for a bit and get out into the outdoors. Let me see if this log can take my weight. So I've got myself yet another day bag, and it's a Decathlon one, Quechua. It's got an NH100, and it's a 20-litre rucksack. It's got a pocket on the front here that goes pretty much all the way across. You get quite a bit of stuff in there. It's also got these compression straps on each side, but they don't go across the zip, so you can still undo it with the compression strap tightened. It's basically to help you reshape the bag according to what you've got in it. On the back, again, it's really basic. You've just got some padding there and then padded straps. There is a sternum strap, but I don't really use sternum straps for a bag of this size where you're not carrying loads of weight anyway. One thing I do like is these side pockets. On this side, you'll see I've got a 1 litre bottle in there, and that's fine, that'll hold that. It's a stretchy mesh pocket. And then inside, try not to let all my crap fall out. You've got a simple pocket at the top there with a zip on it. There's a pocket down the back that you can put a water bladder into. I believe I've just got my sit mat slotted in there. And then the rest is basically just a big open cavity. So, as I said, it's only a 20-litre bag, but I find that's a decent size for a day hike. So in here I've got my waterproofs, my down jacket, a hat, that stove that I'll be testing shortly, and my food pouch as well. It's a perfect size for it, really. Only cost me 18 quid as well, which I think is a bit of a bargain. A lot of Decathlon stuff is, I think. Bought it to take away for a week. We've just been away for a week with the missus on a short break, and we just took it out on hikes in the daytime, and yeah, really impressed with it so far. Just found myself a rock to sit on, so let me get my sit mat out and then I'll let you have a look at this stove. So this is the stove that I'm going to be using. I showed it on the haul video that I did recently. And it's a titanium stove with a little pot that we can put some solid fuel into. So it just opens out like so. These are the fuel blocks that I've got, these Esbit ones. So I'm not sure how many of those we're going to need to boil up the water for the meal I've bought, but we'll find out. Got my trusty blue spork, and then the meal I've bought is one of the Decathlon pasta bolognese meals. I've had these a couple of times now and they are really nice. Just looking how much water it says you need. 280 ml. Alright, let's have a look at these fuel blocks. Now it looks like there's space in the tray for 2 of them. I don't know whether I'm going to need to boil that water though, so let's try with one, just as a bit of an experiment. Hopefully that doesn't blow out. I know I should have bought a windshield really, but where's the fun in that? Trust the wind to get up as soon as I light the stove as well. One of the things I do like with these kinds of stoves is obviously how quiet they are. I'm out in the woods. I do want to hear the wildlife and the environment. I don't want to hear a BRS or a pocket rocket going off. I know these take a lot longer, but I'm just out here chilling, so I don't mind waiting. Just a quick point to make as well. The BCB stove that you'll have seen me use on previous videos uses little gel blocks, and as soon as you light them they turn into a liquid and start to spread out into the little reservoir that you get in the BCB stove. You can't use those with these because this is just a tray, so if you lit a gel block on that it'd just be rolling about all over the place, setting fire to everything. So don't use the Fire Dragon gel blocks on these kinds of stoves. Make sure you use a hard fuel block. Well, that was rubbish. That first block lasted just over 5 minutes. It's burnt away cleanly, but it's only just warmed the pot up a little bit. So I might try stacking 3 on now. I don't think 2 is going to be enough. It's turning into an expensive meal though. These blocks are about 40p each. Like I've said before, I test all this crap out so you don't have to. It's all part of the service. I think it's going to be dark before I get fed at this rate. Somebody did comment on that haul video as well and told me about these solid fuel blocks that you can get, hexamine blocks. So I bought these off Amazon. These are Highlander ones, and I've got 8 tablets in here. I think these are the same size as 2 of the Esbit ones, but they are a lot cheaper. I think we've got the murmurings of a boil. So that just started boiling just as there's probably a minute left of that last block. So that's 4 blocks for 280ml of water. Now it's not perfect conditions. I forgot a windshield. There is a little bit of a breeze, but nothing horrendous by any means. Just gone out now. So we'll leave that for 8 minutes and then I'll tuck into that. So it's obviously the first time I've used that Lixada stove and I'm not impressed, to be honest. It took 4 blocks to boil just 280ml of water, which is too much in my opinion. The BCB stove that I use quite often is a lot more efficient and it takes just 1, maybe 2 blocks to boil up a pot of water. If you've got a full pot, it might take 2 blocks, but usually if it's 280ml, definitely you just need 1. The BCB stoves are a lot cheaper as well. You can pick them up for a couple of quid. And the Fire Dragon gel blocks, they are a little bit expensive if you only buy a few, but the more you buy, the cheaper they are. And I bought a bulk load of them a long time ago that have lasted me. I think I bought 60 for about 20 quid. I will try that stove again with those hexamine blocks, the Highlander ones, just to see if there's any difference and see if it is the fuel that's at fault rather than the stove. So I'm just going to plonk myself down and enjoy this, go for a little bit of a night hike and then head home. If you are into ultralight gear, check out my haul video here for a few more bargains.